little Q&A on competition, nutrition, training, all of those things that I'm going to go over today. So some of this will actually help you out. How many days a week should most people train? Well, this all depends specific on your goal. So if your goal is just genuinely to be a bit healthier, then you could probably get away with training 3 times a week and eating well and being in a really good place. If you're someone who wants to train competitively, maybe slightly more, but I think you should be worried more about the quality of your training before the quantity. Are the 2-3 sessions you do a week max intent, loads of effort, and actually enjoying it? Yes. And you want to start improving, then start scaling up a little. What should you prioritize if you're short on time? CrossFit edition. In my opinion, if you're short on time, so let's say 45 minutes to an hour, definitely a strength piece. Getting stronger is going to be the most important part, and a lot of people aren't strong enough. So having a 20-minute lifting part is super important. And the great thing about weightlifting, you can do loads of mobility to warm up, or you can just do the fucking movement itself. Start front squatting, start cleaning, and you'll start to warm up real fast. You can build up pretty fast in weightlifting if you're not lazy. So I'd have a strength section, and then you're either going to have a gymnastics piece or just a general conditioning piece. But what I would do is kind of combine the both of them. So specifically, you're trying to work on one thing, for example, 1 to 2 things. If one of them is a toes to bar, in that conditioning piece on that day, have a workout with a mix of things specific to you, but the main thing is toes to bar. So it might be putting in some stuff that's going to fatigue your grip. So you might have some rowing, you might have some walking lunges with a dumbbell, all of these sort of things, but specific to that gymnastic movement. And on the other days, just some general conditioning as well. But strength needs to be the main driving factor of your sessions. How important is strength versus engine in CrossFit? There's that big thing at the moment that like CrossFit is all about strength, which, yeah, I think in general, not a lot of people are strong enough. Myself, I'm definitely someone who, like, the thing that holds me back is not being strong enough. So getting strong is super important, and it lays the foundations for everything else. But with engine, I think it's all specific to a certain person, because if you're coming in from a powerlifting perspective, you're super, super strong compound wise, and then you learn the Olympic lifts, you're going to be fine. So maybe it is your engine, but I think a lot of people need to understand that you're never actually going to be fit enough. Like, the whole point of CrossFit is like, it's really hard. And like, you're never fit enough. There's always someone fitter than you in something. So engine is definitely probably second to strength for most people. But again, it's very specific. Saying you don't need to be fit is a complete lie. How do I decide which competitions to do and which to skip? Again, depends on the goals. So an example for some CrossFitters, if you're starting out for your first comp, a great way to do it is just your local in-house comp. Normally they're inclusive, so anyone can do them. You're giving back to some local gyms who, in this day and age, probably need a little bit of money to keep them running. And it's normally an amazing vibe because everyone wants everyone to do well. Obviously, it's competitive, but everyone's here for everyone. So I'd say an in-house comp, then start building up. So like a Rainhill Trials and a CrossFit comp is definitely a good one. You just get seeded into the exact place you should be. And then going up from there, you can go to some slightly bigger ones, maybe like a Rep It Out, Battle for Middle Ground, and then you can keep progressing up from there. But just look into it, and I would ask other athletes as well, depending on what your sport is. This doesn't have to be CrossFit, but yeah, ask other people. Should you train differently for CrossFit versus Hyrox? Yeah. If I'm doing CrossFit, I'm definitely not doing as much running as I would be if I was training for a Hyrox. It's quite a broad question, but CrossFit has more skill involvement in terms of like your gymnastics and your weightlifting. In Hyrox, if you're training specifically in your sort of strength phase for a Hyrox, it's going to be relatively simple. Whereas in CrossFit, you're going to have the Olympic lifts, which have some serious technique, more technique than a back squat would. So it's going to require slightly different training. But there's a lot that both can take off each other, like just being stronger through your compounds, both important for both things, and doing some good conditioning pieces. they both play into each other. But I think they're just specific differently. Like, I'm probably not going to do as much burpee broad jumps as I would just burpees in general, but they can both play into each other. What's the biggest mistake people make in comp prep? Changing things. Do exactly what you normally do when you come in. Okay. Possibly the day before, eating just slightly more carbs than you're used to. You don't have to get too specific with it. But if you're changing things on the day, like your breakfast, how much caffeine you normally have, chances are it's going to mess you up. How do you manage stress alongside hard training? It's finding things in your life that actually make you happy. So I love spending time with my friends. If that is the odd beer here and there, I love it. I'm not going to the CrossFit Games anytime soon. That beer isn't going to kill me. So something like that actually makes me a lot happier when I talk about how my life's going, how my friends' life's going, and I actually feel a lot better. So finding things that actually make you happy, going out for food with people I care about, like, those are the things that actually reduce stress. And here and there, taking some time off when you're meant to be resting, rest. Whatever you do 100%. Like, if I'm resting, I'm 100% resting. If I'm training, I'm 100% training. These are the things that are going to help me. When should someone consider getting a coach? Straight away. It's pointless wasting time. Like, these guys do this for a living and they're here to help you. Like, when you come into CrossFit, go into your classes. Like, they're going to help you improve immediately. There's no doubt about it. You're going to waste time and money if you wait. What should people look for in a good coach? Quite a few things. I think the most important one, which sounds counterproductive, but it's someone you genuinely like and is actually sound. Because if you can actually get along with someone personally, it's easier to listen to them. It's easier to buy into their coaching. So the first thing you should look for is this person like a good person? And then the second thing is results. Like, results don't lie. Like, the stats don't lie. If this person is a good person and they get results clearly, that's what you should find in a coach. And those are the two main things. What's the biggest misconception about CrossFit training? That you're just doing random shit all the time. A lot of the time, like pure CrossFit, which is like you're just back squatting that day, you're just doing Fran that day. Not many people actually do that. Like, a lot of the time, we're basically doing just like glorified S&C training, like similar to like what rugby players do, just slightly different and with more conditioning. So I think that we just do random stuff all the time, that's a complete lie. Anyone that I coach that is training for a CrossFit comp have quite linear style programming. Like, it's very obvious how we're improving. CrossFit, pure CrossFit, isn't as much like that. So I think that's a misconception, because most people that do that, it's not just random workouts here and there. What would I change if I was starting again today? I would focus on getting really strong at first, and I wouldn't rush trying to get too much training in. Like I said before, quality over quantity. If you're training 3 days a week and it's half-assed, you have no right to be doing more than 3 days of training. Is those 3 days really good quality, max intent? Yes. Then we can start thinking about improving. So just don't rush to get too much in. If you actually make the quality of your sessions really, really good, then you don't have to do that. What's one thing most people should do this week to improve? Go in and just enjoy what you're doing. 99% of us aren't going to earn money to make it a living or going to go to the CrossFit Games. So just enjoy what you're doing. You're surrounded by your friends. You're surrounded by people who are funny, who are caring. Go in and enjoy what you're doing. If on one day you just want to max out, go for it. Obviously, if you make this a habit, it's probably not going to be the most optimal way to train, but start enjoying your training, because if you're not enjoying it, like, what is actually the point? There's no point. Where can people go if they want coaching or help? Obviously, I'm going to recommend myself, of course. My Instagram's the same as my YouTube channel name, just Connormaguirecoaching. But going back to whether you should get help off me or someone else, is going back to the question of what should people look for in a coach, which is, do you think they're genuinely a nice person and someone you could go for a beer with or get along with? Yes. and do they get results? If those two are a yes, then go for it.